Today, what we will be doing is to install all the tools we need in order to create an AWS EKS cluster with a node group. If you haven't watched my previous video about these tools, make sure to check that out first. Without further ado, let's dive right in. If you want to install AWS CLI, the first thing that you want to look at is the AWS official website. So here's the link. Once you get into the page, you are going to present 3 OS. So the first thing is the Linux, and the second one is the Mac OS, and also the Windows. So they are pretty straightforward. Let's look at the Linux. So all you need to do is to do a curl install, copy this line and into your terminal, and then also unzip it, and then you just do sudo AWS install. That's all you need to do for a Linux system. For the Mac, it's pretty much the same thing, but I think Mac has the GUI installation. So you just click on here and then you just install this package. You should be done. Pretty much the same thing with Windows. That's the link that you can actually install on your Windows machine. Once you're finished your installation, you can check if your CLI is installed successfully by running on AWS version. If your screen is shown exactly like this, or maybe some other version, that's fine. So which means your AWS already installed successfully. Go into your AWS console, and what you need to do is create a new user. Okay, if you don't have a user, then you create a new user. If you have your new user, all you need to do is to go into your user and go into security credential, and then come up here. You will have your access key. You're gonna create your access key, and for the command line user interface, and then you're gonna understand it. Have the tag value. If you don't want to, that's fine. But for the sake of the tutorial, I would just leave it blank. Create access key, and now you will present with your access key. Okay, so once you have your access key, you go back to your terminal, type configure, and then it will ask you for the access key. So all you need to do is just copy the access key and then the secret access key, and then you will just present with your default version name, and then you should be good to go. Next, let's install kubeCTL. So the first thing is going to the official website in here, and then you can scroll down all the way. So basically, install kubeCTL is fairly easy. All you need to do is download the binary. So curl in Mac. It's the same thing for Linux, and then for Windows, you can also curl from the binary. So once you finish your downloading, it should be presenting in your directory. This is the kubeCTL. So what you need to do for Linux and Mac, you need to set up the permission, change the permission, and then make it available throughout your system, and then you should be done. When you finish your downloading your binary and set your permission correctly, you can check your kubeCTL is actually installed correctly by running this command. If you see the version is 1.2a, that should be fine. Don't worry about the error here. It's just because you haven't connected to any cluster just yet. So once we actually connect to the cluster, this error message should be gone. When working with Windows, that's a little bit tricky, so I'm gonna go to show you the Windows way of how to handling the kubeCTL installation. So once you in a Windows system, click on the system, and then scroll down all the way to about, and then click on the advanced system settings. It should pop up another menu. So once you have another menu, click on the environment variable. You can store the path for user level or system variable. It's up to you. So in this example, I'm actually storing at the system variable. So the thing that you're looking for is the path. It should be around here. So this is the path. Create a new entry and put the path of your downloading Kubernetes binary. So that is the example. And then once you create a new path, you should be done. So next, we are going to install the EKSCTL. For Linux, it's just really simple. All you need to do is just curl and download the binary, and then you're gonna unzip it, and then you can just move it to the bin, user bin. That's all. For Windows, that's gonna be a little bit difficult. We will come back to that. So for Mac, it's going to be easy. All you need to do, you can just run the brew and then tap. If you don't have a brew, you can click on this link and it will go back to this page. All you need to do is just copy this link and then run it on your terminal. You should be installed the brew. After that you install it, just run this brew and you should be good to go. Alright, for Windows, you need to install another tool. It's called Chocolatey. So we will talk about how to do the Windows installation next. In order to install Choco, you can scroll down here. Here's the instruction, and here's the URL. So basically, you will need to install Choco in order to install a lot of tools for Windows. Here, the instruction said that you need to using the PowerShell in order to run some of the command. Make sure to run as an administrator. Once you open up the PowerShell or command line, try to check the get executed policy. If you see policy is not all assigned, and then you will need to run, you need to open up the permission. That basically what you need to do as a first step. So using the cell executed policy or sign, and then try to get the permission, and then you will see your permission switch to all sign. And then once you have this step done, and just copy this long string and then run it executed into your command line interface. Since I already installed the Choco, so I'm not going to demonstrate that. If you type the command Choco, you will present with the application version, and congratulations, your Choco has been installed successfully. In order to install Helm Chart, you should go into this official website. For Linux, this is fairly easy. Just follow this instruction, you should be fine. For Mac OS, you just need to install brew install Helm, that's all to it. For Windows, we already installed the Choco, so right now should be fairly easy. Just make sure to run as an administrator. So copy this command, Choco install kubernetes chart, and then paste into your command line, and you should be finished. If you enjoy my content, please subscribe. I have a lot more exciting content for you to explore. Feel free to click here and dive in.